Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Yelizaveta and I am starting a new series of videos called Yoga for Tango Dancers. So we're going to start today with looking at a very common movement for tango dancers, which is called dissociation, and that I like to call spiraling. So today's exercise is going to be geared towards you understanding in your own body the range of motion in terms of the spiraling degrees that you can have in your spine, and how to train that in your body in general. So what you need today is a chair, and go ahead and make sure you're barefoot, preferably with no socks on. So what we'll do first is sit on the edge of the chair so that you feel yourself the sit bones into the chair. So what I like to do first, maybe you bring your hands to the hips and just rock back and forth on your pelvis, and you will feel a little bit of a bony surface hitting the chair at certain points. So that's your sit bones, and you want to be right on top of that. So once you kind of find that, you settle into that and make sure your feet are hips width apart. From here, let's close the eyes for just a moment, and I want you to take a couple of deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. And one more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. All right. And then open the eyes. Now from here, what we're going to do is reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And when you do that, the first thing I want you to notice is if your ribs want to push out automatically, which kind of goes with this lifting of the arm, but we want to contain them a little bit more into the body. So when you lift your arms, simultaneously think about bringing your ribs in. From here, stretch out your arms and turn to your right, and extending the arms to the sides. And then lift the arms back up and reach to the other side. So as you're doing this, just keep going back and forth. I want you to notice two things. One is, notice how solid your sit bones are grounded into the chair. You should feel very supported, that there is this really nice base that's helping you feel grounded as you twist. The second thing I want you to notice is the degree of twist that you're experiencing. In my own body, it's about 45 degrees or so from the center. So if I were to think that this is a 90-degree mark, 12 o'clock, and then I were to turn to the right, let's say this would be 3 o'clock, and I'm just right in between those two spots. So a couple of more like that. And so this degree of spiraling is your natural spiraling that you can have in your spine. Good, that was the last one. Reach up and then release. Roll through the shoulders a couple of times, one way and then the other. So now without the arms, I just want you to kind of feel this in your body. You can bring one hand to your sternum in the center of the chest, and imagine there's a headlight here. And what I want you to do is just turn that headlight to the right, and when you think about drawing a line from that headlight, you'll be kind of crossing your knee potentially. So that's like the 45-degree mark on this side. Then you go to the other side and you feel that same thing on the other side. Now keep going side to side. And this time, what I want you to do is to keep your head facing forward. So you turn your chest, pause, and come back to center. Turn your chest, pause, come back to center. As you're doing that, I want you to really feel the engagement of the muscles that you have across your belly. There's a lot of muscles that are helping to twist the spine, and a lot of them are your abdominal muscles that also help you stabilize when you're dancing. Good. All right. So this will be kind of your marker as to the degree of dissociation that you're going to have when you're dancing. And the next thing I want you to do is feeling a little bit deeper twist to just kind of release some of these muscles. So what we're going to do is, as you begin to turn to your right, let's say, I'm going to bring my arms around. I'm going to bring my right arm behind me and left arm across my right thigh. And then I'm just going to help with my arms to turn a little bit deeper. Go ahead and turn your head in the direction of the twist. If bringing your right hand behind you is too much, you can just bring it on the back of the chair and use the chair as leverage to turn. Good, and then come back. Let's do it to the other side. So same thing, I'm just spiraling around, and either grab the chair or bring your left hand outside of your right thigh and use that to twist. Good, so in this case, we're not necessarily engaging and contracting the muscles, rather than we're lengthening them. Good, come back to center, and let's go to the other side again, and come back and to the left. Good, one more time, to the right, and one more time to the left. Good, excellent. All right, we're almost ready to move on to the more challenging part of this tutorial, but before we do, let's pretend that we're going to stand on one foot. So obviously this is just a preparation, but for some of you this might be the thing to do, and you might skip the standing variation altogether. So keep your left foot grounded, lift your right leg up in the air, and just pause here for a moment. Then from here, reach your arms up and turn to the right, extending the arms. Come back to center, turn to the left. And here, all we're doing is we're using this shape to once again get in touch with the degree of spiraling that you're going to have in your spine. Let's do one more to one side and then the other. Good, come back to center, release, and let's do the next side. So left leg goes up, reach the arms up, start by going to the left, and center to the right, and center, left, center, right, center, and last one to the left, and one more to the right. Good, come back to center, release the arms and release the leg. Good, come up, you can move your chair out of the way. And now we're going to explore all of this standing up. So I want you to take a nice stable stance with feet about hips width apart, and your knees should be a little soft. So please always remember, at least when in my classes, I always encourage to keep the knees a little soft and malleable so you can always adapt if you start losing balance. So a little soft in the knees. Imagine your sit bones pressing into that chair, right? We just worked with that. So imagine that heaviness of your pelvis grounding you through the legs. And let's explore these same movements. We're going to reach the arms up, and you're going to turn to your right and extend the arms to the side. Come back to center and go to the other side. So keep moving like this. And as you do, the thing that happens most of the time is the hips start moving with the torso because they're not attached to the chair the way they were a moment ago. So the way I like to work with this is as I'm twisting to one direction, I'm gently guiding my hips to twist in the opposite direction to counterpose it so that I remain in the center. So as I'm turning to the right, I push my left hip slightly back so that it doesn't turn with the torso. Okay, so a couple of more times, see if that helps you feel that. And there's a really nice activity across the whole band of abdominal area. Good. And then arms up and release. Now, remember once again, we did that little bit with the headlight. So imagine you have a headlight right in the center, and without twisting your hips, turn your chest to the right, come back to center, and turn it to the left. Good, come back to center. Now you can let your hand down, and now see if you can do the same thing without turning your head. So you're turning your chest to the right, center, and to the left, center. It's a very small movement, so keep going side to side. I will show you from this direction. So let's say I'm going to mirror you. You go to the right, center, and to the left, center. Keep going. At the peak of my spiraling right here, I feel a lot of work across the body. So you want to feel those muscles really engage and support you as you're moving. Good. A couple of more times. Nice. And then come back to center, shake it out. All right, let's finish with a couple of more challenging sequences. So first what I want to do is, once again, we're going to spiral a little bit deeper, and here's what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. Stretch out your arms out to the sides, and then begin to turn to your right. Turn to the right, and then see if you can wrap your arms around. So my left hand comes to my right hip. My right hand goes on the left hip, like so. And then I'm using this to turn myself a little bit more. Good. Come back to center, unwind, and let's go to the other side. So a little bit using that leverage to twist a little bit deeper. Inhale and exhale, wind. Inhale and exhale, wind the other way. Good. A couple more times. Inhale, exhale to the right, and inhale and exhale to the left. Good. Center. Last time on each side, I want you to see if you can look straight ahead and not move your head. So we're going to turn to the right, hands placement on the hips, turn, but I'm still looking forward, and then the other side. Good. And then come back to center, release. All right, let's try this on one leg. So we're bringing in a couple of skill building components, which is balancing and also proprioception, which is this fancy word for describing the idea of being able to tell where you are in space. So when we move our head or not, we have different challenges when it comes to proprioception when we're on one foot. So here we go. We're going to be on the left foot first. I want you to make sure your standing leg is nice and soft. From here, lift your right leg up and just hold here. Recall in your body the feeling of your sit bones really landing very heavily into the chair so that you have that sense of ground in your body. From here, arms stretch out. Then turn to the right with the head going. So let's try it with the head moving. So we're going to turn to the right, spiral around, see if you can bring your hands to your hips, maybe look back, and then come back to center, going to the other side. Ooh. Keep breathing. Come back to center, release the right leg. Find balance in the right leg, lift the left leg up. Pause here, reestablish your balance, and inhale. As you exhale, turn to your left, wrap your arms around, and then center, and going to the other side. And center, and release. Right leg goes up. Now let's try just looking forward. Without moving the head, we turn to the right. And center to the left. And center. Release. Other side, left leg goes up. Breath in. Exhale to the left. And center. And to the right. And center. And release. Shake it out. We'll do one more set just as a practice for you to feel the difference, and I will face you, I'll mirror you in this next one. So let's begin with the weight in your right leg. Make sure the knee is soft and unlocked. We'll bring the left leg up from here. Arms come out. Let's do this next set with the head turning with your torso. Inhale. Exhale, turning to your left. Wrapping the arms. Come back to center. Going to the other side. And center. Release. Left leg goes up. Inhale. Exhale to the right. And center. And exhale to the left. And center. Release. All right, last time. This time we're going to have the head facing straight ahead. Left leg goes up. Inhale. Exhale to the left. And center. To the right. And center. Release the leg, other side. Right leg up. Going to your right. Head facing forward. And center. And exhale to the other side. And center. And release. Well done, everybody. Because we were twisting so much, I want to just take a moment and give you a little bit of a lengthening, stretching pose that will unwind some of this work that we've created. So come back to your chair for just a moment. Place your hands on the chair and walk back away from the chair. The knees can be very bent. And I want you to imagine somebody's pulling the chair away from you as somebody else is pulling your hips away in the other direction. So you're lengthening through the spine. Take 3 deep breaths. 1, 2, and 3. My cat brought me a reward for all my hard work. All right, let's go ahead and walk forward. Release. And coming up. Very nice. So thanks for joining me for this first tutorial on Yoga for Tango Dancers. I hope you enjoyed it. I invite you to like and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to be alerted on the next tutorials. And I look forward to connecting with you in the future. Have a great day.